morning on YouTube. It's Coop here. Thank you very much for tuning in for a little late stream here because we can finally talk about Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That's right. It's mostly everybody in theaters. Everybody's going to see it right now. I thought we might as well talk about it this weekend in case anybody has seen it or not. I certainly have. If it's your first time here, make sure you push that subscribe button, push the thumbs up, and push the bell notification whenever we go live so you guys can join us. Even when we're doing live streams like this, late at night. But now that everybody's putting out the videos for, Easter egg videos and reviews about the movie, I might as well give my thoughts about it. So, let's quickly start a game here. Alright. Absolutely loved Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It was definitely an emotional ride. It just pulls at your heart, man, because the animal and children scenes in this movie really get to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the stars of America's Game. Looks like a nice crowd tonight, doesn't it? Good to see so many people here. I hope you're all well.
Yep.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine.
I'll take that as a great. I'm sure you're ready to get started. Thank you for joining us today. Your outfit looks quite interesting. You must have visited the customization menu. It says here, well, it doesn't say much. Why don't you tell us about yourself? Silent type, I see. Get ready for the toss-up. The category on this one is food and drink.
What?
Contestant number 1, please solve.
Freshly baked muffins. Ha! Get to solve it. Okay, that's what it is. Boom.
Are we ready for another toss-up round? The amount is $2,000, and the category is living thing. Contestant
Adorable baby kitten. Crap. Damn it. All right, well, as these guys are playing,
any longer, so let's
just quickly give my thoughts about the movie before moving on, because sometimes it gets a little distraction with the audio in the middle. But this movie was first of all, I am more relieved now watching this movie for the DC universe. What James Gunn did with this movie and what he has done with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and what the recent Marvel stuff that has been coming out compared to this, it just is better in so many ways. You can just break down everything about why this movie is just so much better than Ant-Man Quantumania, which was a huge disappointment because, first of all, the villain in this movie, fantastic. A very memorable villain, and in fact brought even more emotions than Kang the Conqueror did as a villain to me, because there were certain things that as a person that loves children and animals. This guy was one of the most whacked job villains that you can ever come across. And by the fact that also, he doesn't even give a crap about anybody, his civilization. He's just trying to build their they're objects to him and just subjects. And even at the end of the movie, it comes back to bite him in the ass, but still, this guy, they made him look so powerful in the suit. Now, I will have to say that the final battle, where he takes on the Guardians of the Galaxy, that was a quick one and done. But it kind of makes sense because what the High Evolutionary is, he's just a man in a suit. If you bust the suit, he's a broken man. He's just a man. So it was very impactful what they did with this villain. And just everybody had their moments in this movie, everybody did, Star-Lord, Kraglin, Cosmo, Kraglin and Cosmo had their little side story. So, basically, all right, so we're going to get into spoiler talk here quickly, everybody. So basically what happens is the movie starts off with a little flashback of Rocket Raccoon thinking back, and then he's actually, so a flashback of him as a rocket in this hand that's coming up to grab him. And then it goes to him in real day at Nowhere jamming to Creep by Radiohead. It's actually a cover by somebody. Don't know who it's from. And so it's with Peter Zune that he's jamming to, right? And he's listening to the song Creep because he feels like Creep. And just that's what this whole movie is about, his backstory about why he's so traumatized and where he came from. And it is sad. As an animal lover, man, this was sad to watch for me. So, these poor animals, just subjects of this lunatic freaking using them. Oh my God, torture. Yeah, even just thinking about it right now, it's just terrible. I just hated this. All right, but anyway, so we'll get back into it. Rocket Raccoon, they pass it through all the Guardians of the Galaxy on Nowhere. They're all doing their separate things. Then he walks into a bar, and Star-Lord is drunk out of his mind, still depressed over Gamora, and he's yelling at Rocket that he's using his Zune, and then he passes out in front of him. And then that's where you get the trailer scene of him being carried off in Nowhere. Is basically just the whole Guardians of the Galaxy are just bringing him back to his den because he's drunk. So I figured that was probably what that was seen. I think a lot of people probably would have guessed that it probably wasn't, a fight scene or something like that, or him getting knocked out. It was one of the things, but that was definitely an option, that he was just drunk and he was just passed out and everybody's just carrying him. So, obviously, so then the next scene, Adam Warlock is actually coming to Nowhere, and he's come for Rocket. So right away, Rocket's just standing there, and then all of a sudden Warlock just blasts him through like 15 goddamn buildings. Oh my God. How was he not dead after that? I'm surprised. But either way, Rocket gets pretty beat up. He gets knocked out, or he's in a seizure, or I don't know. Something's going on with Rocket where he can't breathe properly or something like that. Next person that shows up is Nebula to try and take on Adam Warlock. Nebula's got this sweet new arm now. It's I think it's nanotech or something like that. It's actually, what this was a gift from Rocket, because of Nebula bringing the arm to Rocket from Bucky, and we still don't know. I think James Gunn just said that Nebula went and just ripped it off of him or something. So that is canon. I don't know how they're going to address that in the Thunderbolts movie, or even in Armor Wars or something. Not sure, but they got to explain that at some point. Why he's not using his arm anymore? Maybe it's something new or something. Okay, and then so yeah, Nebula tries to take on Adam Warlock. She gets pretty effed up. Gets her jaw broken or dislocated or something like that. Warlock wipes the floor clean with her, and then Groot tries to come in and basically cocoon him, kind of thing, you know, like anaconda squeeze almost. And then yeah, so Adam Warlock just blasts Groot into the air, and basically his whole body's dead except for his head. And he turns into this little walking head now. So Adam Warlock destroys Groot basically, and yeah, so basically all three of those guys got pretty cleaned. Now Kraglin as Warlock. Okay, so Warlock is basically this baby. Okay, so they made him into kind of like a little comedic character, but an overpowered comedic guy. And the reason why is because he was taken out of his cocoon too early. They just wanted to get the Rocket and the Guardians of the Galaxy so quickly from the second movie with the gold people race. I can't remember their name. Something with an A. Can't remember what the name of the race is. But so yeah, that's why Warlock is basically let me go back. So Adam Warlock is still trying to find Rocket Raccoon. Kraglin is hiding behind a wall trying to get this whistle arrow thing going. So he gets his arrow, and then he whistles, and he basically whips it at Adam Warlock. Then it just goes on the ground. And he's like, "Hey, who threw this at me?" And nobody says anything. And then he just says, "Baby." So he walks off, and then basically grabs Rocket Raccoon. Oh, no, he doesn't. He doesn't grab Rocket Raccoon. Actually, yes, I think he tried to, and then he actually... no, Drax actually, I think, comes into the situation next. Drax tries to take on Adam Warlock, and Adam Warlock beats the crap out of Drax. Like, he's on the ground, he's taking, he's taking huge punches, and Drax is getting effed up in the face. You see blood on him and everything. Warlock is basically pounding him through the ground. That's how impactful these punches are. And Nebula actually makes the save with a sword, and cuts Adam Warlock right in the middle, and then Adam Warlock goes, "That hurts," and then he just passes out. So, and then Drax gets lifted up by Nebula, and then basically that's when Adam Warlock can get away. So, doesn't complete his mission. They just he just heads back towards his mom, and let's see. What happened after that? Peter and Mantis are trying to heal Rocket, and they find out from, I think, Nebula that he has some kind of kill switch that is inside of Rocket in case somebody tries to heal him or somebody tries to examine him or something. So he has some kind of kill switch that will automatically kill him. So this poor thing is in pain. He's in a coma. He's going to be in a coma, and he's going to be attached to some breathing tube on the ship. So basically, Rocket Raccoon is knocked out for most of the movie, just doing flashbacks until basically part 3. But the flashbacks are super important because those are the scenes that really get to you. Okay, so then they're all on the ship after Nebula's basically gone into Rocket's programming and find out who the makers of this kill switch were. And I'm guessing that's probably where Rocket came from. So they find out where this company's from. They have to have a meeting with the Ravengers, actually. That because Nebula booked a surprise meeting with her sister Gamora, who is now working for the Ravengers. She's now with the Guardians of the Galaxy. She's a Ravager now, and the only reason why she's doing this is because she was all the I guess. Now, what is this? Credits? I'm not sure. Did they actually say credits? So is that actually the same kind of credits as Star Wars is using? So they just everybody's just using credits now for space or something. So 120,000 credits or something like that. That was the payment that they give Gamora and the Ravagers. So Sylvester Stallone comes back for this one to basically give the instructions of the mission. All of them are trying to break into this I don't know, this company that has all these files, basically. They have the file number of Rocket Raccoon, so they want to try and get this file from him at this building. And it's the building that you see in the trailer where it looks like, well, from Emergency Awesome, what he says, it looks like a giant anus. A giant celestial anus or something like that. Yeah, it was weird because it's like this big foamy gooey thing that they land on, and while they're trying to Nebula's trying to cut through a hole, Star-Lord is trying to talk to Gamora again, and he pushes the wrong button about an open chat. So he's trying to confess stuff to Gamora again, and apparently everybody can hear the open chat. So it's just they do little things like that where they, you know, they'll talk more about it later. So they get opened up. This whole James Gunn's wife makes a cameo in the movie as basically watching the security cameras, and notices that there's interference in a section. So she starts letting the officers know that there's something going on in the area. They gotta go check it out. And just in time, all the Guardians get in there. They take off their suits to make it look like they work there. They have suits that were provided from the Ravagers to them to get, make them, make them look like they're part of there. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, all these security guards come in, and before they actually came in, they had to stash their suits away, right? And there's this little cave or canvas, I don't know, like it turns out it was a laundry suit, and they put their spacesuits in this chute, and it actually sent the spacesuits out into space. So yeah, it was a last minute decision that actually they get mad Mantis actually for thinking that for doing that for some reason. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, the security guards come in. They all just talking back and forth kind of thing. And then what? They're like, all right, well, nothing's happening here, so off we go. And then they find out that the spacesuits are in space, so they gotta get another way off the ship. Don't know how they do it. Can't remember how they do it. Either way, they find out that okay, so Drax and Mantis, they're on the bottom floor. The other guys went the other way. I think to the oh yeah, so Peter and Gamora and I think Nebula all try. They go to the file room to try to get Rocket's file. And, yeah, okay, yeah, it is the three of them because I remember the elevator scene. So apparently Peter tries to use his charm on some girl that works at the desk or something, and says that he tries to use his charm on her or something like that, and it wasn't working for Gamora, and then saying that it was never going to work, and then, and then she's like, I can already tell you were a douchebag. Like, that was the desk girl to Peter Quill. Okay, so Gamora basically is holding this girl hostage, and they have to bring her to the file room where Rocket's file is. And while they're in the elevator, Peter is just going off about, I'm just basically ranting about the whole situation with Gamora, the recapping what happened, just quickly in an elevator scene. With him accidentally bonking. He was mad that, that Thanos killed his girlfriend, and then he bonked Thanos on the head, and then basically wiped out half the universe. So they do mention that in the movie at the elevator scene. And then, yeah, I think after that it would be Drax and Mantis get caught by the security girl on the James Gunn's wife that was working at the monitor security cameras there. They all send them towards Drax and Mantis, and then the Peter and Gamora and Nebula all reach the I guess the security room or something. So they get Rocket's file, and then they have to try and get out of there because now they're all surrounded. The security now knows that they're intruders. So Nebula, Gamora, and Peter are all being surrounded by all these security guards. Gamora's still holding this girl hostage, by the way, and just basically uses her as an escape route. So just this is not the same Gamora. She will kill, and she actually kills one of the security guards. So basically, she holds this girl hostage. Like, if any of you try anything, I blow this girl's brain out. So this is a scary. And Peter's like not even happy about it. He's like, stop killing people. So we're not supposed to kill people. But Gamora doesn't give a shit. This is not the same. Okay, so with Drax and Mantis on their side, Drax gets his almost death moment where basically this guy's behind him. Drax is trying to take on all these security guards because, him. And there's this guy with a huge cannon that's behind Drax. He turns around, he gets blasted right in the chest. And then you get the music change. So it felt like, oh, damn. The music was going like, I don't know, it was some song, and then all of a sudden, Drax gets shot, and he's in this well, and you can hear like this, da-da. Like the, oh no, kind of music. Uh-oh. So Drax gets his moment, and he actually gets shot twice, I think. From this giant cannon guy. Mantis is really sad, and then so she's worried that Drax is gonna die. Peter tries to get this desk. So Peter tries to use his charm again on this desk girl, and say, "We need you to help us log in the system. I know there's tons of people out there that are good like you." And then basically trying to convince her to, hack into the system so they can do something. I couldn't figure out what she did. And then basically when she hacked into the system, she's like, "Okay, I did what you could." And Peter says, "I totally lied to you. I just need to get in your system to do this." So basically he was completely lying to her. And turns on the gravity, and then all the security guards in this facility are all floating all over the place. So they can't that gives Drax and Mantis time, because they have gravity boots, to them for Mantis to carry Drax and all of them to go back to the ship. Groot is the only one that stays back, and he's piloting the ship. Groot brings in the ship to escort them all out of there. They got the file for Rocket, so they get out. They get out of there, and they find out, I think, the location. It was very important to know this part. Okay, so there was this scientist dude that works for the High Evolutionary that Peter actually walks by in the hallway, and so he noticed, like, "Oh, sorry about that." I think he bumped into him or something. When they get the file and they bring it back on the ship, they notice searching through the file, and this is where you see like a graphic scene of when they get like the phone calls, the projection phone calls kind of thing. You can see Rocket being worked on, and it's everybody is just this is devastating for everybody. They see High Evolutionary just with scalping him and everything, and they try and find out how who holds this key to or this passcode for Rocket, so he doesn't so the kill switch doesn't go off in him. And they find out it's this professor dude that he walked by in the facility. That he's got like this helmet thing, or this big. It looks like a big, Star Wars with Echo, where he wears those big mechanical ears, almost kind of thing. So that's basically what it looked like with this scientist dude. So they had to track down the scientist dude that works with the High Evolutionary at this company that made the kill switch for Rocket, and they have to try and get this passcode from that scientist in order to free Rocket from the passcode and the kill switch. And then I guess they get the location where Counter Earth is. They start flying to it with their music. Gamora's with them. I think she's trying to get off the ship, kind of thing. I think what happens is she gets mad at the Guardians of the Galaxy because Peter tries hitting on her again, and then basically she storms off and just bees by herself on the ship while they fly to Counter Earth. And they get to Counter Earth, and freaking, if this is an exact copy of Earth, then Peter or whoever is flying the ship is the worst pilot, because they decide to land the ship in a goddamn neighborhood on top of houses. There could have been probably an open spot somewhere that nothing they could, if they didn't have to worry about damaging anything. No, let's park this big ship right over top of houses. So I think that's just one thing they didn't understand when they landed. I don't know. Then we get the scene, obviously, from the trailer. They show up. They see all the animal people. And, we find out during the flashbacks of Rocket Raccoon that Rocket is intelligently smart. He's very intelligent. Intelligence. That's not even a goddamn word, I don't think. Yeah, so Rocket has so Rocket starts learning from the High Evolutionary. And these are the flashbacks I'm talking about. And Rocket learns extremely quick, and it's something to do with his brain. He sees the High Evolutionary is just showing him the sky of Earth and everything, and Rocket sees a big rocket that's flying in the sky. He says rocket, and that's what inspires him because at nighttime he goes in his cage, and actually after they did the operation on Rocket, he gets thrown in his little cage and he is extremely scared. He's surrounded by 3 other animals. A otter, I believe that's Lila. There was a walrus there. Teefs is I'll get into his name. Teefs, and then Floor. You got a bunny with spider legs named Floor. Excuse me. Holy Jesus! I'm starting to get some. Just talking so much, I'm starting to get a sore throat. Okay, so the flashbacks, Rocket, High Evolutionary can't figure out a process with these humans and animals. I guess what he's trying to do is just make a genetic animal and growing it into a human kind of thing, but there's a problem going on with some kind of proteins with the system where High Evolutionary was just getting so upset that he couldn't figure out why these animals, or when he basically what he does is he puts them in this tank and then dust goes around them and then they turn into a person kind of thing. But the thing happens after where they get extremely violent and he has to get rid of the person. So he's killing animals for subjects because he can't figure out how to tame these people to make them not angry anymore. Rocket, since he's so intelligent, figures it out. Know what the scientists are doing wrong, and he is just so angry at Rocket for how does he know? So, and then basically High Evolutionary says that, let me go back a little bit because Rocket has became friends with these 3 new animals, and they all decide to they decide that Lila says on the new world that they're going to need names instead of subject numbers, right? So Lila calls herself Lila. I don't know. There's got to be a reason. Then the walrus goes, I think I will be Teefs because I have teeth that are different. And then the bunny with the spider legs goes, my name is Floor because I'm lying on a floor. And okay, but then that's a nice little scene, and the reason why Rocket calls himself Rocket is because when we get to the new place, I will build a rocket ship, and I will get all 4 of us to fly. We will all fly together, and so that's how Rocket got his name. Quickly go back to the Evolutioner where he's talking to Rocket about how he solved his anger problems for his animal men. Rocket Raccoon then, well, basically High Evolutionary tells Rocket that you're not, he thinks he's disgusting looking, basically. He's just a little ugly creature. And you can't, I will not, I just need your brain. I don't need you to be on the new world. And then that's basically Rocket says he goes back to his cage and basically starts building something, and he's building this key to try and get out of this cage. All these mechanics that he took from High Evolutionary, he just took a bunch of like random things and makes a key out of it. It's pretty incredible. Rocket tells the other three that they're not going to make it out. They're going to kill us tomorrow morning, all of us. And Rocket then makes this key and then opens it up. And then he frees Lila. They hug. And then you get the scene where just probably a lot of people were sad about is Lila gets shot by High Evolutionary. So High Evolutionary already thought that Rocket would already do something like this, and tries to get him back in his cage. And High Evolutionary is saying that, talking to his people like patients are getting out of their cages, and Rocket's screaming at him because he just killed Lila. And High Evolutionary says, get back to your cage. And then Rocket basically attacks High Evolutionary and scratches the crap out of his face. And that is why you see his face all stretched in the movie, is because basically it's a mask that he's wearing. Because Rocket messed up his face so badly from that. Now, I'm surprised that Rocket, for being smart, he should have just killed him. I didn't understand that part. Well, he was getting shot. Okay, so this part was pretty hard to watch for a lot of people because some of the guards come and Rocket picks up this gun, starts killing the guards, but turns around, his other friends got shot by some of the blasters. So all the animals dead. Sad. It was a sad moment. They're all dead. Rocket's just sad as hell. Tries to run out and gets on a ship, gets off the world, and that is why Rocket Raccoon is the way it is because he lost all of his friends. So, very sad moment. Very sad for the flashbacks. So now they're on this counter Earth. They're all trying to get instructions where to find this guy. And they point at the red building where High Evolutionary is. So that's where they got to go. Drax and Mantis got to stay back with Gamora, with Rocket Raccoon on the ship to make sure nothing happens to him. The others, I think it was Groot, Peter, and Nebula all go towards the High Evolutionary in a car. Actually, and this is where we get our very first Marvel F-bomb, because Nebula is trying to open this old school car where they got the buttons there, and she doesn't understand that you're supposed to hold in the button. So she after she finally puts her thing, after she figured out the button thing, she's like, now what? And Peter goes, open the effing door. So basically they get in, they go, and Peter thinks he knows how to drive this thing, but he doesn't. So he's a bad driver. It's just a little funny scene. All right. And then Gamora basically looks around the ship on herself, notices Rocket that's, she looks at Rocket and just, you must be one loyal pet if they're doing all this for you. And obviously he's in a coma, so he can't hear anything. She goes around looking around the ship, finds Peter's bag, like a little backpack that he carries around with, and she starts going through it and notices Peter with his family, kind of thing, with his grandparents, or I think it's his mom and dad or something. His mom and grandpa. It was a Polaroid picture that he found, or she found. Sorry. I think I think that's all that scene was. I think she was just trying to discover who everybody was on the ship. Then I think we get to the entrance scene, where Peter and Nebula and Groot, they show up at the gate. These two bodyguards, basically, one of them's named Warpig. Don't know what the other one is. And they look half animal, half robotic. And basically said the High Evolutionary has actually been expecting you. So the High Evolutionary has been expecting Peter, and obviously he's been tracking them down. Now let me backtrack a little bit. Is the Warlock situation, because basically they've been sidelined a little bit. High Evolutionary, when Adam Warlock came back to him, because of his stab wound that he got from Nebula, basically, the Golden People, they are actually made by the High Evolutionary, so that makes perfect sense. That just he created these. He's created these gold people, but your ego gets the best of you, kind of thing. So he treats them like nothing. And basically, if you don't get High Evolutionary tells Adam Warlock and I can't remember their names. Sorry, it's just it's just the gold people. I just call them. I don't know their character names. I don't know what they are. I think they were purposely just made for this movie, just for James Gunn. I don't know. Either way, Adam Warlock is actually getting pushed through a wall because of High Evolutionary suit. It's like some gravity thing. So he's forcing, basically, if you don't give me the subject, I will destroy your entire race. And then, so that's why they have to try and get Rocket. So, especially for the credits, I think. I need the credits or something. I need the credits from my mom or something. Okay, but so Adam Warlock was basically a little bit sidelined there. I think he shows up later on here at this part. But, okay, so they're at the gate of the High Evolutionary. Nebula cannot enter because her body is made of weapons. So only Groot and Peter are allowed to walk in. Groot, he's a tree, so they don't suspect him having any kind of weapon on him. They only check Peter, and Peter's got no weapon on him, so they bring him in. And High Evolutionary basically just, I don't know, talks, saying, I'm trying to perfect the world, not conquer it. And then basically Peter just shoves him off, saying that you're just a whack job, and you're just no one loved you, your parents didn't love you or anything like that. High Evolutionary says basically, I will be killing you and your friends if you don't give me the subject, kind of thing. So Rocket. So all he wants is Rocket's brain. And then he just basically, I don't know, tells him off. He tries to walk off, and then all of a sudden Groot pulls out a bunch of weapons that he had hidden, so he can form different parts. You can go is this cool Groot is basically he's a what, he carried 20 guns on him or something. Hide them inside the body. They have this awesome little scene where basically they take out people and they find the scientist that actually has the passkey for Rocket. And that's the whole reason. So they find the science dude, they grab him, they jump out of there. Groot actually grows wings. He starts gliding towards the ground to save Peter. The scientist dude, they land him on the ground, and the scientist dude is dead because basically the impact killed him. So all they needed was just the pass key that was inside of his head. So they grab the metal thing out of his head, and they try and hurry back to the ship so they can save Rocket. And then what? He's hooked up. I can't remember what Drax and Mantis were doing at this part. Oh yes, Drax was told to stay back, and then there was this motorcycle dude drives by, and he just clotheslines them off, and then Drax just like, all right, get on. I just want to, Mantis. I just want to quickly drive you back to the ship. I just want to go for a quick ride. That's all. No, Drax lies. They take off towards Nebula. They completely abandon him. So, but that's where they show up. I think, and then Drax, Nebula, and Mantis do their own thing where they're on. I think they're while Peter and Groot are doing their thing. Trying to get the passkey. Nebula and Mantis and Groot come across basically a bunch of children that the High Evolutionary had chained up. Like all these children were in cages, so I think they're Nebula and Mantis are trying to. Nebula's not good with kids, so she's just yelling at these kids to like, you got to get out of here. You got to tell the others to get out of here. She's just yelling at them, and then Mantis like, you're just screaming at them. So all the kids are start crying because these two girls are just yelling at them. So Drax be like, you're scaring them. So Drax just all of a sudden starts speaking this language, like joop 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 or something like that. So, and then he starts doing this robot dance and starts making all the kids happy. So that's so Drax obviously now speaks the kids' language. So Drax tells the little kids to tell the others to get off the ship, kind of thing. Also, at the meantime, I think Peter actually, when they got the passkey, is they contacted Krieger and Cosmo that were on that. Basically, Kraglin and Cosmo were just staying back on Nowhere, and they were doing this bad dog thing with Cosmo the entire time, where basically Cosmo shows up Kraglin with her telekinesis with Kraglin's trying to still practice with the arrow, still can't get the hang of it. Cosmo basically shows him up and uses this rock and flicks it around everywhere. Everybody's impressed with Cosmo. And then Kraglin just calls her a bad dog, and then she gets upset for the entire movie basically because she's been called a bad dog. So basically the entire movie is her just complaining that she's been called a bad dog. So okay, so yeah, Peter calls Kraglin up saying that they need to fly Nowhere to where their location is, because they want to try and they needed Nowhere for multiple reasons. One, for the weapon they use now, Nowhere for as a giant weapon almost kind of thing, right? High Evolutionary, when Kraglin flies Nowhere towards oh, I didn't even mention the most important part. Okay, so when Peter was talking to High Evolutionary, he's mentioned that High Evolutionary is trying to create this perfect society, and Peter's like, I just saw a homeless person. I saw a drug deal going down in your streets. I saw somebody getting beaten up for money. You call this a perfect society? And then High Evolution was like, you're right. I have to restart it over and get rid of everything. So this guy is going. That's why he leaves Peter and Groot, because he's gonna blow up the entire planet. This guy says, "You're right. It's not perfect. So I have to start again." So he's going to blow up the entire planet, and he does. All these people that were living on this planet, he just killed them all, basically. So yeah, this was definitely one of your crazier villains that you've had. Holy Jesus, a whole basically world of a copied society of planet Earth has now been destroyed because of this lunatic. Yeah, that's why High Evolutionary, they're on this ship, they're getting away. Okay, so then basically we get the big final 3 act where Peter makes it back with the passcode for Rocket, so they start hooking him up to it, but he flatlines and basically was gone. So then they show Rocket in this afterlife, and they've been doing a lot of afterlife stuff. I'm not sure what this kind of afterlife is, but either way, he sees Lila. Lila talks to him, and he sees his friends, and then he asks, "Can I come with you guys?" And Lila goes, "Of course you can." And just when he's starting to taking those forward steps, Lila puts puts her arm in front of him and goes, "But not yet. You still have a purpose that you have to do." So, very sad moment. Lila calls him, "Oh, my little raccoon." And then that's when Rocket snaps him, like, "I'm not a raccoon." They snaps out of it and comes to. And then everybody, they get their family hug with Groot and Peter Quill and Rocket. Everybody's safe. Rocket, everybody checks in with Rocket. Nebula calls in saying that we just found a bunch of kids that were in cages. We got to get them out of here. So basically what their plan is, they're trying to get Nowhere as close as possible to High Evolutionary ship so they can transfer all these kids to the Nowhere head. So that was their plan there. That's what they had to do. But before that, we have basically all of them. I think all of them meet up. Well, first of all, okay, so High Evolutionary has all these random drone things that go into Nowhere, and Nowhere starts getting destroyed by all these like robotic things from High Evolutionary. Kraglin finally has his moment where he has to use the arrow, and basically the arrow takes out everybody. I think there's one last dude that tried going for Kraglin, and then Cosmo steps in and uses her telekinesis to smush the other bodyguard. Actually, I think that was half animal, half robot, and Cosmo squishes him with 2 rocks together, kind of thing. So he's pancaked, basically, by Cosmo. And then that's when Kraglin says, she's a good dog. So she finally gets her good dog moment. So, all right. And then all of them meet up at some point. I can't remember what part. I think something around the ship where... that's right. Okay, so yeah. Peter and everybody think that they have to go rescue Mantis and Nebula and Drax, but so what happened is the High Evolutionary actually has, I think, actually captures Drax, Mantis, and Nebula, and says, "Your friends will die if you do not bring me my subject." They throw them in a pit. That's why they come across all these children. So that's why they get thrown in this pit, and basically it's the octopus animals that were in the second movie at the beginning of the opening scene. These big giant octopus things. But there's 3 of them, and it seems like that's who was sending the High Evolutionary must have been the person that was sending these big blobs towards the Guardians of the Galaxy for Rocket. So Mantis decides to use her kindness and talk to these things. And now they're friends, and all 3 of them ride off on them like horses. And they break through, and then the whole team meets up. Okay, and Nebula, it was Gamora still thinks that this is crazy and we should all just run away now. But they all just turn their backs like, I'm not running. So Rocket, everybody starts going towards this this door where basically as soon as they open the door, they're going to be ambushed by all these bad guys, because that's High Evolutionary just sent like everybody towards them basically. So then we get the final standoff moment where we get this huge when Drax opens this door, and we get basically one of the coolest hallway fight scenes you can see in a Marvel movie, where all of them are working together. They're taking out all these guys. There's different moves. Groot had this awesome moment where he uses his branches to go through somebody's mouth and explode the guy's body. That was a pretty gruesome death. So basically they take out all these guys and they kick ass, and I think that's what happened there. So as soon as they took out all those bad guys in there, they go their separate ways, because Rocket has to go. Rocket, I think, went to go see the animals. He went to go rescue them, I think. They all separate again because they had to go rescue the kids. I gotta go do my thing. Rocket then goes into the room where he sees where he was at first. Sees all these animals, and they all have been the exact same thing that they were done to him. So he wants to rescue all these animals. He sees the same cage that he was in with all these brand new raccoons, and then he sees a sign where it says common raccoon. So it shows the origin of where the species came from, and Rocket finally comes to grip that he is a raccoon, and so he uses the same key that he made when he was a child, when he first broke out, and the same. It's amazing that the same damn key works, but it is supposed to be the exact same one. So that's why he could open it up. All these raccoons all cuddle his face because they look like him, kind of thing. So he tries to grab all these raccoons and take them out of the cage. High Evolutionary is there again. He's like, I figured you'd be here again. And then basically Rocket uses these gravity boots to we finally get the boss scene with High Evolutionary, where he's super mad at Rocket Raccoon, calling him just, why are you so intelligent where you are just the ugliest thing in the world, and just Rocket takes off his gravity boots, and then all of a sudden all the Guardians just show up out of nowhere, and they all just start like going to town on High Evolutionary. A very quick fight scene for him. Because basically what they do is, I think they just blast his chest, and then he can't do anything anymore. They see his face start to peel, and then basically he's defeated. Gamora takes the skin off his face, and you see this red skull, basically of blood. And then so he's just talking, just like Rock is like, you didn't want to perfect them, you just hated things the way they are, kind of thing. Drax wants Rocket to kill him. Rocket says, I'm not going to do it because I'm a guardian of the freaking galaxy. Instead, they all try and get off the ship before it explodes. But before they do, Rocket says, we have to get the people off the we have to get the others off the ship. And then they think that they have because they think it's the kids. And then he's like, no, I'm talking about all of them because the animals were still on there too. So they got the kids safely off, but then all you see the last scene, all these animals are rushing towards. It's quite funny too because this poor woman is just like, oh no, there's this monkey that's actually running towards her face and starts scratching at her face. Jesus Christ. These poor people are just taking all these children and animals in, and they're freaking getting destroyed for it. Poor girl. So and then before they all make it except for Peter, because Peter forgot his Zune behind. I forgot his Zune, so he had to run back for his Zune, and that's basically almost cost him his life because he can't. He tried jumping off the ship, but can't get there in time to the other side. So he's basically in space, and his face starts to bloat up with frost, and then all of a sudden, Adam Warlock. I forgot to mention Adam Warlock. It's just I keep forgetting about him because he was sidelined so much to me. So with Adam Warlock, when High Evolutionary said he was just going to blow everything up, Adam Warlock, he tried to save his mom before her and her colony got blown up on the planet that he blew up. So his mother gets blown up in front of him because he can't save her. And Adam Warlock is when they still tried to go for the for the raccoon after. When they were in space, but all of a sudden it seems like Adam Warlock has had a change of heart because of this blurb thing. I totally forgot about this blurb thing. So this little cat creature was I think it was a pet that was a Ravager's. Wheel of Coop, what's up, Smoke? Sorry, I'm just going down. I'm just finishing off my Guardians of the Galaxy review right now. Yeah, and then this little cat creature. I think it was made by High Evolutionary. Starts forming a little bond with Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock enjoys the company of this little cat thing. So it seems like this little cat creature has like changed. It has feelings. Spoilers. Yeah, that's right. If you click the title, you'd be warning. But so, yeah, this little cat creature, Adam Warlock, has developed this bond with, and so he decides, and he looks at Groot because he's like, why did you help me? Why did you save me? I was trying to kill you, and then Groot goes, I am Groot. Drax goes, he said, we all get a second chance. You didn't put spoilers. I'm already at the end of the movie anyways. You missed the entire time. So Peter is just jumping across, and Warlock saves him, and they basically bring him back, and Peter goes, oh, did that look cool? I think it was a callback to when Yondu was doing the Mary Poppins thing. So that's it. Now the only thing I can put basically we're at the end of the movie, and this is also a sad part because this is where Peter calls in a meeting and says that I have to leave. So Peter is leaving the Guardians of the Galaxy to go back home, saying that he's been running away from his family forever on Earth, and he's got to go back. He's done with all of his emotions with Gamora. Gamora is actually when Orlok actually brings Peter back on board, and the whole crew get this big group hug moment together. Gamora is the only one that's just like off to the side. She just walks away from the group. So Peter and Gamora have their little talk of just like, you're not the same Gamora, but it was still fun to working with you kind of thing. So Gamora goes off with the Ravagers. So she's gonna be with Sylvester Stallone and that group for a while. I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe they might come back for Avengers Secret Wars or something like that. I have no idea. But yeah, so Peter with this meeting says that he's got to leave to go back home to Earth. And then Mantis says that she is also leaving. So Mantis says, I've just been bossed around my entire life by Ego, the Living Planet. But then I was being bossed around by the Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know, my phone, for some odd reason, thought... decided to open an app on my phone. God damn it, this stupid phone. It wasn't talking to you. It thought, man, I was opening an app or something. Oh, okay. So yeah, Mantis decides that she's got to go off on her own, and Drax even says, "I'll come with you." And Mantis goes, "No, that's the whole reason why." He's stupid. So it's actually because she can't. Well, Mantis doesn't want Drax to go with her because she's got to go explore on her own. And then Nebula says, "Drax, I need you here because when I saw you talking to the kids, I noticed that you're not Drax the Destroyer, you're Drax the Dad." You sang it. That's what the song was that you just wrote in the chat. You sang a song. I don't know what that was, but okay. So yeah, so Drax is going to be staying on Nowhere, so he can communicate with the kids, and that's also what Nebula is going to do. Is because Nebula says, "I'm stepping away from the Guardians because of I need to run Nowhere as an administrator." So she wants to run Nowhere as a government and, you know, make it like a thriving place because of all the stuff that her father did in the past. So, then basically then Rocket says, "So that's it? Everybody's gone?" And then Peter's like, they have you now. Because they have the Guardians of the Galaxy still needs their heroes, but now they have an even better captain kind of thing. So all of them give a salute to Rocket as deemed as the new captain of the Guardians of the Galaxy. But no characters died. Yeah, that's actually the biggest spoiler is none of your big characters die. They all live. They all live somehow. Not even Drax Drax has apparently said he's done with Marvel and he doesn't want to play the character anymore. It's also the reason why he doesn't want to play the character anymore is because of his body, right? So he can't keep up with his body shape anymore because of his age. So it's the role is really hard to play for him now, I guess. And he just says that we've had 3 really good movies together and a lot of side stuff, and just he just feels like it's time to move on. And same with Gamora is they've already I think Zoe the character, I think she's already said that she's okay with the role being recasted. So a couple of characters that we might not see again, but yeah, that's so all of them decide to that they all have to go their separate ways. Basically, the movie ends with a dance-off, basically, where Rocket Raccoon is actually, before Peter leaves to go back to Earth, they leave. He leaves Rocket with the Zune that he's been playing with. So Rocket plays music through the speakers, and everybody starts dancing in Nowhere. And then I think after, a little dance scene where everybody's happy. Drax even gets to dance, even though he's not a dancer. All the kids get Drax to do a little happy dance or something like that. So, then they go to, basically, I think the first post-credit scene. Well, it's not really post-credit, but it's like mid-credit, I think. So Peter knocks on the door of his old house. A woman answers. I guess his grandfather's remarried. So Peter asks if this was the right address. He goes in the back after the lady shows him in, and sees his father just at the table, and they hug it, and it's a very nice moment. Very nice moment. And then, did I miss anything else? Nope. No, I think that's how the movie ends. And then we get the post-credit scene of the newest Guardians of the Galaxy. All right, so your new rosters, or your new roster for the Guardians of the Galaxy. Rocket Raccoon is now your leader. You got Groot, that's still there. Groot's still with him. And I forgot to mention, at the end, when they all decide that they all are leaving, they're going their separate ways, Groot actually talks, and he says, "I loved you guys." First time they actually understand it. Now, I've already seen some people go, Screen Crush, when he does his reviews. He says that it doesn't seem like any of the Guardians of the Galaxy members reacted to him. But that's not true at all, because all of them looked at Groot after he talked. So I think that some of these Easter egg guys, they get it wrong. Because they definitely heard Groot speak English to them. Okay, so yeah. Finishing off, Rocket Raccoon, Groot, Kraglin is still on the team. Then you got this new girl, Phyla Rye or something like that. I don't know. One of the children that they rescued decided to become a Guardian of the Galaxy, and she's got like an eye color difference thing. I can't Faye or something like that. I can't remember who this character is. And then there is, who else? We've got Cosmo in there. And I believe that's the new group. Happy Coronation Day from England anyways. Okay. I have no idea what's been going on out there in England. Especially with the Ed Sheeran trial that was apparently just all over the news now. I didn't know what the Ed Sheeran thing was about. And now it's like all over all the newspapers and everything. But yeah, and then what? The second post-credit scene is Peter and his grandfather. They're eating cereal together, and they're talking about Kevin Bacon. How weird Kevin Bacon is. How he's a celebrity and how weird he is. So yeah, that's just that I believe that's how it ends. Absolutely great movie. Loved it. Definitely highly recommend anybody go watch it if you can. Be prepared. You will cry. You will cry. Okay. There, I just did an hour and 15-minute review for you guys if you just want to sit and listen to me talk for an hour and 15 minutes. Okay, let's get into it.
Start the game. Let's get this round started. The category is Around the House. Contestant number 2, go ahead and take the first spin.
Ready.
Wild card. We have 1 E. Wow. Go ahead and take that wild card.
Okay.
$6.50. Wow, not a single one on the board. I'm sorry. $700. Unfortunately, that's not what we need. With your free play, you aren't out of it yet. If you'd like to buy a vowel, you've got... Yes, we have some A.
$700.
$700.
Oh, an R.
We have 1 R.
Okay.
That's a fair bit of cash you picked up.
Uh-oh.
Just didn't...
Damn.
I'm sorry. If you'd like to buy a vowel, yes, we have some E.
Bam, 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 bam.
Come on, let's go. That's too bad.
Oop.
Next contestant, it's your turn. $600.
I mean, she got to go twice?
Unfortunately, that's not what we need.
Oh, no, I guess it's me. Oh, damn it!
That's about
You gotta be kidding me.
bankruptcy gets.
Oh my god, come on.
If you'd like to buy a vowel, we have 1 O.
$1 million?
With your free play, you aren't out of it yet. Unfortunately, there are none on the board. I'm sorry. $500. Yes, we have some L's. Great job. That's quite a bit of cash in your pocket now. Contestant number 2, go ahead and solve.
Marble top table. Jesus.
Wow, that is incredible. How did you come up with that? Well, I think it's time to take our places. The contestants are ready to start. I think it's time to start this round. The category is, what are you doing? Contestant number 3, why don't you go ahead and take the first spin? $600. We have 1 N. Good job. Keep that going, and you'll be heading home a winner tonight.
Japan. Damn it.
Prize. Yes, we have some F.
Damn it. I wanted to go to Japan.
Did you pick up that one? What vowel would you like? Do we have any of those? No, I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh. Well, an R.
Yes, we have some R's.
Nice.
Are you interested in taking a gamble? Wow, that was a pretty lucky flip.
Yeah.
Tonight.
$500.
500. Yes, we have some T's. Not bad. You've got quite a bit of money now.
Huh?
If you'd like to buy a... Yes, we have some I's. You can certainly buy a vowel. What would you like? We have one A. Sure, you can buy a... Yes, we have some E's.
Ah, it's a test. Taking a something test. Oh, that was close.
700. We have one K. Don't go spend that all at once now. $1,000. We have one G. Not bad. You've got quite a bit of money now. $500. Will we get any?
Taken up is not it.
We're out of luck. Are you ready to solve? Contestant number 2.
Taking my driver's test. God damn it. All right. I think I'm going to head off. I'm losing this game, so thanks everybody for joining today. I'll enjoy the movie. So peace out.